What up, y'all? I'm JT, Chef Tickles, the Alaskan Sniper. I'm here with your boy Chris Easy, Deuces -1, Chris Evans.
What up? What up?
We're joined here with our man, Big Daddy, the boy himself, Faraz Sani,
What it do, baby?
DB the Assassin, Sharp Knuckles.
How's it going?
And let's get into it. This is Hoop Session. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Hoop Session, episode 14. This is our New Year's Eve show. Faraz looking cozy, looking for the ball to drop pretty quick, it looks like. We're going to go through quite a bit of things today, actually. We've been off for a couple of days. A lot of basketball has been happening, so we're just going to kind of quick fire go through some stuff, obviously recap on the biggest games, storylines and matchups kind of thing. We're going to do a start bench cut and discuss that, and then we're going to hopefully jump into a little bit of trivia at the end of the show as well, and I'll see where these boys stand. So first and foremost, Faraz, why don't you take us through your reaction when you saw DeMar's post or dunk on Montrezl Harrell the other night?
That very nice, man. That was a old brought me back to the old Toronto days, where he used to do that on almost a nightly basis. Seems like people have forgotten just because he doesn't like do it too much anymore. Mm-hmm. But I mean, respect to Montrez for still trying to go for that block. You have to, but so that's just what happens. You get caught sometimes, man.
Yeah. Well, Trez got blocked on the other side and then ran back down and got posted. It was a bad 12 seconds.
I know it was a bad sequence, man. Poor guy. I felt bad.
Yeah. Hey, DB, you see that one?
Yeah, I did. That kind of shit happens to hustle players, though, right? I mean, you're gonna get put on some posters, and he's gonna put some people on some posters as well, though, right? It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. It looked like DeMar fumbled it as well. It didn't look like he was going to go all the way. And then all of a sudden he's up. I'm like, holy.
Yeah. Exactly. He brought it up the court and kind of lost it. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like when he looked back for it, like all the help kind of went to the corners and then he grabbed it. And he's like, okay, he took one step and just fucking banged it on him. That was dirty.
Did these guys forget that I'm DeMar DeRozan? Like,
exactly. He's like, yo, Rob, come on, man, make a deal, please. This is what I'll do for you guys. Oh, man. And then you guys see that James Johnson and the Martin twin altercation. Man, those boys don't know about James Johnson, though. DB?
I actually, you know what? I saw it in your notes. I didn't actually catch that. So, okay. Fill me in on that, man, because I know that's like one guy in the NBA probably that knows how to scrap. Like, one dude you probably don't want to be messing around with.
100%. Chris, Faraz, did you guys see it?
I saw it, but I didn't really like pay attention to it. Like the cameras cut away a bit, right?
Mm.
So
no punches were thrown, right?
No. It was just a nose to nose thing. What I saw, say what you said, Chris, like the camera kind of cut away. So what I saw was like, honestly, Luka was bringing up the ball and like on the far side of the court, like James Johnson just like kind of gave a forearm to the Martin twin, like on the 3-point line. And then the kid just kind of stood there and then James Johnson like got in his face and they just went like nose to nose. And then Boban came in and just hugged him and stuff. But I don't know. I don't think unprovoked, like 12-year veteran James Johnson's going to just start some shit. The kid was probably talking something.
Yeah. Or there was a dirty play and he was just letting them know, like, don't fuck around. Like, that's probably what it was.
Yeah. And what I liked is like James Johnson never even the slightest like raised his hands. He's like not worried or fazed by this kid at all. They're in his pockets if that was somehow possible. All right. So Chris, I want to hear your take first on this because DB and Faraz kind of discussed it a little bit already. So we're going to do start, bench, cut. You can, I guess, maybe put this onto your Celtics team currently if you want. Tim Duncan, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. You got to cut one, you're starting one, and you're benching one.
And before we do this real quick, is it real quick? Are we talking about prime, or are we talking about like longevity as well, like total career? Like this guy, you get him from his like rookie year, and you're building.
You get any of these guys like in their prime, and you're adding it to like your team this year. Okay. That'll make it more fun. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go. Cut Charles Barkley. And then I want to say start Duncan, bench Karl Malone.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good one just because Duncan has that championship pedigree that you need. So
yeah, and Celtics are desperate for a big right now. So
always desperate for a big.
Faraz, where did you go with this one? Let's say what team do you want? Miami, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
What would you go with, Faraz?
What would you go with?
With 3 players?
Yeah, from the same 3 players, cut bench, start.
From the same 3. I'd keep it the same order as Chris.
Yeah.
I think that's I had a little dilemma of maybe starting Karl Malone ahead of Duncan. But I think I got to go with Duncan as the starter.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that's just it's just he's proven.
Prime Duncan, I think, is better than Prime Malone, though.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's tough, but yeah.
I think so. I think it has to be. I think if I'm going to go with what I actually think, I would go with the same thing that you guys basically just said there. But I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to go. I'm going to cut Karl Malone just because of who he is off the court. Not a big fan of him, so I'm going to cut him for that reason. Then I'm going to bring Charles Barkley off the bench just for that extra. You know when he was like in his prime, and he had that bounce, and he could bring the ball up the court too, and all that. Yeah, just bring him off for some energy, and at least switch it up a little bit. But
I was going to think the same way, DB, actually, because I'm just not a huge fan of Karl Malone. So I was thinking, obviously, to implant into the Lakers this year. So obviously they're big already. So I would cut Karl Malone as well, but I would start Barkley at the 3 and go Barkley, Braun, AD, and then bring Timmy off the bench for some size when AD takes a rest.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that seems already unfair. So we can't. Brian, now when we play this game, you can't play it with LA, man. You got to play it with
it's like 2K. Oh, good shit, man. So we'll try to do one of those every episode. That was fun.
Yo, I got a quick one. Gilbert or T-Mac?
Just straight up prime? Just put him on your team.
Yeah. Put him on your team right now. One of those 2.
T-Mac for me.
Take Gilbert in that 2.5 years that he had.
Hibachi, man. Hibachi.
Yeah.
I would take T-Mac in that 13 seconds.
Yeah. I like that.
That's dope. Just freeze that moment.
Prime, that's prime, right? That's his absolute prime right there.
It's unbelievable still, man. I still think it's fake to this day. I think it was made up.
Good shit. Yeah, the cameras were like kind of questionable back then, right? It's like,
yeah.
I don't know. Did it happen? Apparently some dude dropped 100 in a game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, good shit. So some major headlines just from some of the games here that we can jump into. One of the biggest ones that stood out to me was Brooklyn and Atlanta. 2 teams that obviously I think a lot of people are super excited to watch this year. Added a lot, and with KD and coming back from injury. So this ended up being, Chris, I think you said it in the group, an all-star game, or somebody said that in the group. It was 145 to 141. Brooklyn ended up coming up with the win. So, what I noticed from that game was Trae Young kind of stepping up into that like primetime player where he's got a lot of eyes on him now, and he's drawing those Chris Paul fouls, and he's starting to get like a lot of flack from the rest of the league. So who knows, as he kind of emerges into like an actual all-star, if he's going to keep getting away with those kind of calls, or if it's going to try to kind of actually hinder his growth. But the cool overall thing from this game was just like both teams agreeing, hey, okay, let's play defense. Nobody's playing defense. Let's just go out and get buckets. So let's see what happens. So DB, did you watch this game?
Yeah, I actually watched this game. It's, I mean, it is what it is. If you want to get into a shootout with KD and Kyrie, go for it. It's not well for you, man. I don't think that's the way to beat the Nets. Yeah. I think that's not the right strategy, but I guess that's the only strategy the Atlanta really has there, right? Mm-hmm. But man, that was a fun game to watch as a fan. I mean, it was a little bit more structured than an All-Star game, right? There was a little bit more defense, so it was still
a little bit.
Yeah, that was the game I was looking forward to the most, man. That was nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was looking forward to this game for a couple days because this is what I thought it would be. I didn't expect maybe like this little defense, but I was expecting like a shootout. I was expecting like there to be high scoring. I thought it would be close. I think Atlanta's going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think they're going to be a fun team to watch. It'll be good. It'll be exciting to see what's ahead of them.
Especially Chris, just before you go, especially for me, because it's still like under 10 games into the season. It's probably like their third or fourth game, right? So once they actually get rolling, let's see this Atlanta team in like February or something. Like that would be really, really dope if they're still rolling. Plus, something I heard that was interesting too is like, at the end of the game when Kyrie's cooking, for them to also be able to have eventually Chris Dunn to throw out there, like, hey, go guard that point guard. That might have been enough to just kind of save them the 4 points here and there to get a win, right? He's not healthy right now. Rondo's aging. And obviously Trae Young doesn't give you any defense at all. So, that could be a little tiny chip that they have in their pocket come playoff time. Chris, did you watch it?
I watched it here and there. I had it on TV, but wasn't really paying too much attention. But every time it seemed I looked up at the TV, Trae was throwing his body into somebody trying to catch a foul. And it really, it was a great game. Like watching all the highlights, it looked like a fun game to watch through and through. It's just, I think that's gonna turn me off of watching Atlanta if Trae continues to do that. It's not fun basketball to watch somebody dribble up and then try to go off a screen, but then jump into somebody to get a foul on a 3-pointer and just throw up a garbage shot. So I think that's gonna be the only hindrance of me like really giving this Atlanta team some respect if Trae Young does keep doing that. Like he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I understand you're really you're a smaller player and you have to get your buckets how you get your buckets, but it's just hard to watch.
Yeah, it's almost like Harden-esque a couple years ago, or Lowry.
Exactly,
same kind of shit, right?
Harden,
did any of you guys?
nailed it.
Yeah. Did any of you guys happen to watch like on the Hawks broadcast, or did you guys how did you guys watch it? Like with Vince Carter?
I don't remember.
No, I was watching the Brooklyn block. You were watching the Brooklyn broadcast.
Yeah. I caught it for a second. It was really dope. Like Vince Carter was nice. He's almost like I heard him compared. He's like the Tony Romo of like the NBA now, because he played last year, right? So I heard this credit to the No Dunks podcast. I heard this morning, but they were saying there was a moment in the game where John Collins like did an up and under and like a little lefty floater in the lane, and Vince was like, "Oh man, I taught him that. That's so dope. Like I taught him that shit last year." He's like, "That's so dope." Like he's confident to try it now. So I don't know. I thought that was a cool piece from like Atlanta.
It's cool listening to other teams' broadcasts, just like out of the blue in a random game, be like, "Oh, might as well listen to this one." So
yeah, for real. But for me, what it shows is like I always thought like growing up, we get a lot of Toronto Raptors coverage here, and I've always hated how like biased it is towards obviously Toronto and the way they talk about everything. It's so skewed. But when you watch other broadcasts, you notice it's pretty much the same everywhere, right?
Every single team.
They're always going to be.
If not worse.
One side. It's not even. I don't know, man. Toronto's pretty bad with it, to be honest.
It's because we only have the one team. We're the way. So.
Did you see what Chicago put up about Golden State?
Oh, from clay to bricks.
Yeah, replacing clay with bricks, and put up a picture of Oubre and Wiggins. Like, imagine Raptors did that.
It's creative.
Yeah, that's pretty excessive, but pretty funny at the same time.
Oh, it's definitely funny. Especially because it's Andrew Wiggins, and we love ragging on him. But same kind of thing I was saying last time, where like KD's still kind of in third gear. I think he didn't have like a super efficient night, and if he's giving you his normal output of like 33, 34 points, then it's an easier win for Brooklyn. And it was this high scoring game. They just kind of played with the flow. And when it came down to it, like KD got like 3-4 buckets in a row and the game was over. Right. So Kyrie, KD, they both played well, but just not super efficient. But from both teams, I'm seeing like the vets are just bought into that system. Right. Chris, you're kind of saying that their playing style might hinder you from watching, but if that's a playing style that they're choosing to do, it seems like the team's bought in. Like I would have thought Bogey would start for sure. And he's coming off the bench to DeAndre Hunter. And then like even Gallinari's coming off the bench. Rondo's coming off the bench. So they kind of are prioritizing their young guys at the same time just for that balance. Obviously it didn't put on
You got
showcase
Capella coming off the bench too, no? Or is he starting?
No,
he's starting.
Capella's the
He's
starting
starting?
5 with Collins.
Okay.
And then so Collins is kind of like your third option when Trae Young and Capella are out there, and then when Capella goes to the bench, Collins slides over to center, and then Gallo comes in. So it's like a nice team. It looks good. They're just gonna have to get some stops eventually, right? I don't know what they're gonna be able to do to try to hide Trae Young on defense.
Yeah,
but
JT, do you think Gallinari's gonna actually play this year? Like,
right,
I keep
you're getting rocked, right?
I keep thinking about this guy I've drafted this guy probably 3 years in a row, and every single time you think this, his potential is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can make that team into like an actual somewhat of a contender in the East.
Yeah, that next
if he's
tier
playing consistently. Yeah, but is he gonna play?
Exactly.
I hope so, man.
He had something else recently. What is it this time? I think it's ankle or something. Yeah, but he's one of those guys. Yeah, he's always freaking injured. You can't really rely on him, and maybe that's why they've kind of bring him off the bench. So like, hey, if he does go down, at least it's not like we're fucked. Our whole system's fucked. Yeah. I don't know. That'd be a weird way to look at it. Anybody else on this game before we jump over?
No.
There was one sick play in this game, to be honest with you, where it was amazing, man. Just watching KD cross up that
Kevin Huerter, man.
Yeah. Poor kid played unbelievable D. He was in his grill the whole way through, man. Just a nice behind the back crossover, bring it back, and just with him in his grill, it's just easy.
And then
watching that play made it just me realize, man, it's just he's on a different level.
Yeah, it was so smooth. I can picture it so smooth. The funny thing is he when we were talking about DeMar, I think he kind of lost the ball a little bit there too. He kind of put it from left to right behind his back and then just pulled it back. Oh, man. And then he hit another dirty, just like step into it, like right in that kid's face again on the other side of the three.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
That's got to be discouraging a little bit, man. You're playing absolutely perfect defense. Like on almost any other guy in the league, that's gonna be he's something to disrupt the shot. But he's like 9 feet in the air when he's releasing that ball.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
It's not even like he gets it in. It's like a swish too, So jumping over Boston, Memphis. This one stood out to me, obviously, from Jaylen Brown's performance. Dropped 42 points. Obviously a career high. But what was cool with that is he only played 29 minutes. So, Chris, you get honors on the Boston love. So take us through this one. Memphis, no Ja. Sorry, Boston won 126 to 107.
That was one of the games where it just felt effortless from Jaylen. Like every shot, he was 7 for 10 from 3, I believe. Every shot seemed like it was a stroke. It was easy. Just playing in the whole system. Like I don't think Tristan Thompson didn't play that game. So it was just free reigns for the offense, really. Like no Ja obviously makes it much easier to beat Memphis. So I was very happy we didn't blow that third quarter lead. We've blown a third quarter lead every single game, third or fourth quarter lead. So that was very convincing, like that we're taking a step forward. But for me, the real like player of that game is Peyton Pritchett, the rookie that we drafted at 26. Little small shooting guard out of what's it called, Oregon. He's basically Jason Tatum gave him the nickname 8 Mile, aka P Rabbit. But this guy is performing. He's 9th among rookies for points per game, averaging 8 points, and he's playing 22 minutes. So for somebody at the bottom of the first round, coming straight into a team that's quite heavy in like scoring with Tatum and Brown, like that's quite cool to see. He'll probably get some burn when Kemba comes back in the rotation too. So I think it was a positive game, and with Jaylen Brown getting his confidence back with the 42 points. But I think the real, like, not real MVP, obviously, but real, like, storyline for the Celtics right now is the play of Peyton Pritchett just coming off the bench and giving that spark, giving that defensive spark, not being scared. He's 4-year senior, so he played 4 years at college, but he looks like he's not scared. He looks like a vet out there. So it's quite fun to see and quite fun to see going forward.
Oh, yeah, cool. I didn't see that storyline, but yeah, for Jaylen Brown, definitely looked effortless. I think he just kind of walked into, like, dribbled up into like 3 threes, just super smooth. DB, did you watch this one?
I actually didn't get a chance to catch that one. No,
Yeah.
I saw highlights, and I mean, it was basically all the highlights were Jaylen Brown, and he looks good, man. He looks a lot better than I thought. I was kind of a hater on Jaylen Brown, if you remember, 2 years ago. I didn't think he was going to develop into. I thought he was an athlete, but I didn't think he was going to develop into an actual scorer. Mm-hmm. And his stroke is looking a lot smoother now. A lot smoother.
Yeah, much smoother. Faraz, I've heard some comparisons that he's the new Jimmy Butler. What do you think about that?
No, I don't know. That's tough. I think we'll need a couple more years to kind of see what he can do, because maybe skill-wise, ability-wise, he's getting there. But as a leader, as the type of player he is, I don't think he's proven that yet.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I can't see that. I can't see that at all. Like as him, maybe leading a team.
Jimmy with a shot though. Jimmy doesn't have the shot Jalen has, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen's shot is a little bit better.
Yeah,
but
a little smoother. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that other element that Jimmy brings. I don't think Jalen has.
I think he'll get it though.
That's
He's
a good
getting
point.
there.
He could, and it depends on what team he ends up with playing long term as well. It's kind of hard for him to become the Jimmy of the team, which is like a leader, kind of an outspoken guy, an alpha male kind of dude.
Yeah.
When he has Tatum on his team as well, right? Because realistically, it's gonna be Tatum's team. You just can't. There's no way around it. It's gonna be Tatum's team, and it's gonna be Smart as that vocal, catalyst kind of guy. So he's kind of stuck in the middle there.
Nice point. Yeah, even Kemba, he's a seasoned vet. He's an all-star, all NBA type player. That kind of segues me into that. So if that kind of makes me seem like you think JB might be getting traded. So Chris, I know your answer to this, obviously, but would you trade like JB and something, maybe Marcus Smart, for James Harden right now, DB?
So even I wouldn't right now, unless I could lock up James Harden, right? Obviously, if I could lock him up to a multi-year deal, then yes, I would do it, because he's a trading chip regardless. And if it doesn't work out, 2 years of trying it out with him, you could always get rid of him for another 3 years, and you could get something back, right? But I don't think I would do it either way. I'm going to agree with Chris. I don't think Chris would do it either.
Hell no.
I don't think it really meshes with what that franchise is kind of going with. Just in general, the culture of that franchise isn't that. They don't need a Harden right now. They need maybe a big man, like a nice big piece that's going to not use the ball too much. But I mean, Kevin Love 5 years ago would be really nice on that team.
Well, they need some rim protection as well, right?
Yeah,
you need rim protection with that big.
And I mean, who would that be though? Like in today's league, right? Like where
AD
they provide that rim protection. Who?
AD.
I mean, more realistic.
Like a Drummond, like an Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
Embiid. Oh, why not Embiid?
Well, Embiid's still kind of unrealistic. How are they going to get him?
Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown for Embiid and something.
Carson Edwards, Embiid. Straight up.
I don't I don't see that happening, guys. I don't think
Carson Edwards
do that deal, man.
Carson Edwards, straight up. Okay, so let's continue to look at this kind of like Harden as the focal point. Like, so if you are the Rockets and you're fixed on trying to get rid of Harden, who would you rather get back? Would you rather get back Ben Simmons, or would you rather get back Jaylen Brown and a piece based on how well he's playing right now?
Ben Simmons.
I'd say Jaylen Brown. You have John Wall.
You have that's so hard, because you do have John Wall, but do you have John Wall as in like you want to keep him forever kind of thing, or do you want to showcase him for a year, show that he could play? That injury didn't affect him, hopefully, and then trade him off, get some more pieces, get some young guys, surround maybe someone like a Simmons with some more pieces, right? So you could always go that route as well. But I think right now Simmons is the better piece, but potential-wise, having Jaylen Brown and another, like, who's the other piece? Are we still going with Smart?
It could be Smart, or I don't know what else would make sense, Chris. I don't know.
Not T. Yeah, it would have to be Smart. I can't think of anybody else with any value really towards any trades.
Yeah, and the money as well has to kind of match as well. Smart makes a decent amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I think Simmons is still the better player. Mm-hmm. I think he has the higher star power as well. So he'll demand more pieces if they want to trade him off later as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, good point. I would definitely agree. I'd rather have Simmons, and then maybe you can work something with John Wall. But these are all obviously what ifs and something like that. So JB looked great. Obviously, Memphis, not too much. They stuck around a little bit. Like I said, they lost 126-107. Anybody else on this one before we move on?
Memphis is in a lot of trouble without Ja, I think.
Yeah, they're just going to go on a losing streak. It's going to be.
Well, Jaren Jackson Jr. is still out as well, I believe.
Exactly. That's big, right? That's two of their. That's their
two starters. That's their big two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have Valanciunas, Dylan Brooks now. Yeah. So the next kind of set of games that stood out to me were these back-to-backs, and we can talk about this back-to-back schedule that's kind of been happening in the league if you guys want, but it was the Miami and Milwaukee kind of little series there. 2 games, and it's kind of hard to differentiate the games. So the first game was just realistically a Milwaukee blowout. They just absolutely shat on them. Jimmy wasn't playing, but they just seemed to have everything. Giannis had a triple-double. His stat line wasn't too massive because he was, obviously didn't need to be out there in the fourth. But the next day, still no Jimmy. Fucking same old Bucks, like I've been saying. I don't want to keep saying this. So it's still Giannis doesn't have enough. Giannis can't do enough. In the first game, it was a blow because they made a career high NBA record of threes, 29 threes in a game, which is insane, but 0 from Giannis. So, Faraz, did you watch this game, or did you got anything on this game?
I mean, I'm glad that Miami was able to turn it around from that embarrassing loss that they had. Mm-hmm. Again, you said they hit 29 threes. I mean, those games happen where one team just doesn't seem like they're missing.
Yeah.
And another pretty good team ends up getting blown out because of it. I mean, I knew it wasn't something to make a big deal out of. I'm glad that Miami is able to pull through without their main guy. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I hate admitting it, but I kind of like Boston now. Miami is kind of, in those games without Jimmy, they kind of remind me of how Boston used to pull through when Kyrie didn't play. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where they still seem to kind of mesh together, and they seem to kind of get into that extra gear they need to kind of pull through a little bit. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm liking from him. I just hope Jimmy comes back soon. He doesn't stay out too much because they're going to need him, man.
Yeah. Well, I have him in fantasy. So he went from out to game time decision before the second game. And then he got ruled out right before. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a travel thing. And if he missed one more game, he'd get a few extra days or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know. And honestly, same as you, I don't know what's going on with Milwaukee, man. They're a great team, and Giannis is an unbelievable player. But it's one day they show excellence, and the next it's what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
not
honestly, it kind of reminds me of AD. Honestly, I don't truly think AD is a 1A type player, right? I don't think Giannis is a 1A type player. Giannis can be your 2, your 1B type player. If you have a Braun or something like that. So. Foreshadowing, this takes me into my New Year's resolution, but it just seems like it's not enough. Drew Holiday kind of made a point in the first game, nailing a bunch of threes. But yeah, I have very little confidence for Milwaukee this year. DB?
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have much confidence in them either, but to your point of the A1 or A2 type players, like you were saying, I don't think Giannis can be an A1. I think AD maybe can be an A1 with a A2 plus type player. You know what I mean? Like a guy that's maybe just below him, but
AD and Paul George or something.
Yeah, I mean maybe not Paul George right now. That's a horrible example because they got blown up at 51. So let's not talk about that guy and his leadership abilities or his ability to even win any kind of championship ever.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I love the guy, but I'm sorry. Yeah. I guess we got some more on that.
No, keep rolling with it, man. I like the energy. Keep
rolling. Man. I don't understand that. So we all obviously didn't watch and tuned out, but we started to watch that game, all of us. Yeah. and realize that for whatever reason, the Dallas Mavericks are either the greatest team of all time, period, ever, or Kawhi Leonard is honestly as good as everyone says he is. They need Kawhi Leonard on the court because Kawhi Leonard steps off and they lose by 51. How does that happen? Yeah. I'm genuinely still confused. I honestly don't understand how a team with that much talent, that deep of a bench, like they say, on paper, one of the best teams, loses by 51?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't get it.
You don't see wins that big, right? Usually it's like mid to high 20s, even 30. The benches come in and kind of play even for the rest of the game, something like that, right? But
I don't remember the last time. I don't remember the last time a team scored under 30 at the half, and it was 50 points. It was a 50-point lead already.
Yeah,
man, it reminded me of Canadian high school basketball.
Man, they just couldn't score enough to actually get to a 50-point lead. Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
It's quite crazy to me with the Mavs-Clippers game that the Mavericks were up 50 at half, and then the second half, usually you'll expect the Mavs to chill a little bit, and then the Clippers to like try not to be completely embarrassed, but they still lost by 50. It was usually halftime scores 50. Oh my God, a big blowout, and then the bench players cut it to 30, and it's a 30-point blowout. But it was still 50 points at the end of the game, which was absolutely embarrassing for the Clippers, the whole organization in general.
The whole organization.
Yeah.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
Dude, I would have called Kawhi and suited him up at halftime, man. I'm like, yo, what the? Like, get out there, man.
Yeah. Was that the game he got injured?
No.
The game before he got injured.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Ibaka came in, did his usual, elbowing of his own teammates. Oh man. But seriously, that doesn't. Usually, my biggest takeaway every season is it's the regular season, it's the beginning of the season. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. 30-point lead, 40-point lead, whatever it may be. It is what it is. But that game is embarrassing on so many levels. For Paul George as a man, I think that should hit home a little bit because he's been taking so much criticism for not being a leader, for not being like a huge star. And then the day that Kawhi sits out, you let your team lose by 51.
Yeah.
The first day Kawhi sits out too. It's not like Kawhi sat out before this season. It's the first day he sat out this season.
One game, and that happens. Doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like you said, it's just one game. So hopefully by the end of the year, they can kind of get it together. And because I'm sure they'll be on national TV a lot, but yikes. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe they trade for James Harden. So guys, let's get into a little bit of trivia here. Just going to do some kind of rapid questions that shouldn't take you too long to figure out, but hopefully can create a little discussion, and maybe if you want to, you can help the person, you guys can help each other out. But I would like to kind of create some sort of like scoring system, and maybe at the end of every month, like whoever's winning gets something, or maybe whoever's losing has to do something. So I don't know.
I like that.
Maybe keep that in mind if you guys are deciding to help each other out. So I got a couple questions each. So the first one is for Chris here. So which of the following players was not drafted in the top 5? Okay. Jabari Parker, Nerlens Noel, Brandon Jennings, Tyreke Evans.
What was the first one you said?
Jabari Parker, Nerlens Noel, Brandon Jennings, Tyreke Evans.
Top 5?
Top 5.
I want to say it's Jabari Parker. No. Jabari Parker went second, right?
Yeah.
Tyreke?
Jabari was
Tyreke?
I think I know this.
Yeah.
Is it Tyreke?
Is that what you want to go with that, Chris?
I want to go with Tyreke.
Tyreke? Okay. Tyreke was
It's
number
not
5.
Nerlens. Nerlens was high too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nerlens, you're right. You're right.
Nerlens
Nerlens was number 3 to Philadelphia. So Brandon Jennings went 10th.
Yeah, Jennings fell out because he went and played overseas.
Exactly. Milwaukee grabbed him at 10th. Nice.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Good shit. So, DB, next question is for you. So this is all kind of current players, but you got to tell me who has had the most seasons in the NBA out of these guys. Okay. DeMar DeRozan, James Johnson, Michael Beasley, Evan Turner.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan, James Johnson, Michael Beasley, Evan Turner. You remember when DeMar got drafted?
I don't. You know what's funny?
No?
I can't imagine a single one of these guys' draft classes right now.
Yeah.
Okay. DeMar DeRozan. I don't think it's DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Okay. DeRozan went what? What year did he go?
He went 09 when we graduated. I remember that.
Okay.
To Raptors, right? Yeah.
Okay. Grad 09, baby. Grad 09.
So now you try to reference how much older are these guys and did they go to college? James Johnson, Michael Beasley, Evan Turner.
I don't think it's Evan Turner. Evan Turner was I think a couple years later than DeMar. Maybe 2 years later than DeMar. No, 1 year later than DeMar. That's what I feel like. Who are the other two choices? I'm gonna try to do this quick.
James Johnson, Michael Beasley.
I feel like Michael Beasley's a little trick answer there.
I want to say it's Beasley for some reason, but he was like, what about him being cut from the league a few times?
Exactly, yeah.
And going to the B League and all that crap. Does that count? Or is it full tenure? You know what I mean? That's a hard one.
Seasons played in the NBA.
So I don't think it'll be Beasley then. I guess let's go with James Johnson. I don't know. Seems like an older guy, but I don't think it's true. Yeah. I don't think it's right.
So it's not James Johnson. So Michael Beasley actually has the least. He has 8 seasons. James Johnson and DeMar both have 9, and Evan Turner has 10.
So I was wrong. It was 1 year before then. Might have been 1 year before.
Dope. Okay, I thought these questions. Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I didn't know if these questions were gonna be too hard or too easy or what. So, yeah. Okay.
Good one.
Faraz, next question. Who has the most career points? Dwight Howard, Steph Curry, Dame Lillard, Kyrie Irving. Career points scored.
Total career points?
Total career points scored.
Dwight, Steph, Kyrie.
And Dame. Talk it out. What are you thinking?
Dwight.
Straight up, that's your answer?
It's about how many years have they been in the league, man, and try to average
He's been in the league. He's been in the league the longest.
But also think of Steph's 5 playoff finals or NBA finals as well, because playoff points count too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
Dwight was like in the playoffs for like 5 years with Orlando, right? Like,
yeah, but he fell off after
finals
that.
Every time.
Second round.
He went to the finals twice at least, once with the Lakers and once with Philly. Or sorry,
yeah, but
Orlando.
He's been in the league 6 years longer.
He got drafted the year after LeBron. He went number 1 after LeBron, 04.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right out of high school.
05, yeah. So what's your choice?
That's tough. Dame.
It's not Dame. It can't be Dame. How many years was Dame in the league?
8 years. He was 2012, 2013, I think. Something like that.
Yep.
Oh.
It's
not Kyrie. It's Steph or Dwight. I'm going to go with Dwight.
Ding, ding. First right answer. Dwight Howard.
Well done.
Yeah, good job. Cool. Back to Chris. This is going to just apply to playoff, okay? So who has more career playoff games? Games played in the playoffs. Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Manu Ginobili.
Ooh.
Steph Curry, Reggie
It's
Miller,
not Ray
Allen.
It's not Ray Allen. Okay. Steph. Who else?
Reggie, Steph, Manu.
Let's go with Manu.
100%.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Manu.
Yeah.
So the
That's
next
all,
closest,
right?
yeah, he has 3,054 playoff games. Fucking boss.
Jeez.
Dude, they didn't miss the playoffs, man. Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph has 29,068. So he
2,900.
Yeah. Sorry, 29.
29,000.
Good shit. So Faraz has a point. Chris has a point. DB, it's your time to try grab a point. So who's had a longer career? So this is not seasons in the NBA, but this is a longer career. So like earlier question. So like for instance, you're talking about Michael Beasley, right? That was seasons in the NBA, but for him, his career played would be like 06 to 2020, right?
Okay.
Something like that, right? Okay. So first is Grant Hill, Chauncey Billups, Scottie Pippen, Joe Johnson. Longer career in the NBA.
I feel like it's got to be. Scottie Pippen left. He came back. Played for a little bit.
Played for a while.
Yeah, Pippen. Pippen. I think retired. What I don't even know. 2006 maybe again. So
did he sign back-to-back long contracts or something like that?
I feel like it's okay. So it's Pippen, Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson had a pretty long career too.
Grant Hill
was there for a little while. Grant Hill did as well. And again, because you had to add that caveat of injuries and whatnot, it does
exactly.
Yeah, it points to Grant Hill a little bit there because he did have to. Poor guy had some pretty breaks in his in his career. So maybe that's the trick there. So, and who was the first one on that list?
So it was right? Grant Hill, Chauncey Billups, Scottie Pippen, Joe Johnson.
I think it's either Grant Hill or Scottie.
Okay.
And because it's a hard one.
Maybe Scottie was put in there on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah, man, you just don't know. That's a hard one. That's the way you added that fucking thing at the beginning is throwing me off right now. I was gonna go with Scottie, and now it's throwing me off.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Can I ask the audience a little help here?
I think it's Grant.
Have you thought about Chauncey yet? Chauncey was there from 03 or earlier than that because he won with Detroit, didn't he?
No, Chauncey was drafted in 97, I think.
I know, but he won with Detroit in 03, right? That's the first time I knew of him.
Yeah.
And he played, I think, until 2012 to 2014 in that range.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's a lot of years too.
Yeah.
But I think Grant Hill has what? Because he played at Phoenix with Steve Nash and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what year was that?
That was from 06 to 2011, 10 maybe. I can't remember.
10. Okay, so let's say it was 2010. I think he would have retired by 2010 for sure. And Pippen probably retired in 2006. They were drafted 5 years probably apart.
I think. I don't know.
That's a really close one, man. I'm gonna go with. That's a hard one. I'm gonna go with Pippen just because it's my favorite player. I just gotta go with him. Lock it in. Final.
Okay. So I'll tell you that Joe Johnson and Chauncey Billups both have 17 years as a career.
Wow.
Scottie Pippen also 17 years. So Grant Hill has 18 years career. So I've made them all close, obviously. Yeah. But I tried to make players that, kind of go under the radar and just guys you kind of forget about, right? Grant Hill and stuff like that. So,
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So this one, Faraz, is kind of a little bit different. I didn't have the point system in mind when I created these questions. So this is a three-part question for you, and you have to get all three right to get the point. Okay. Sure. So this is again, I have to put another asterisk on this because this is in reference to the player's height, but it's their listed height. Okay. So I wasn't there with the tape measure. I don't know. Okay. But you have to tell me who's taller. And you don't have to give me the heights, but you just got to tell me who's taller, okay?
Okay.
Klay Thompson or Terrence Ross?
Terrence Ross.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You want to take a stab at the heights or no?
It was a trick.
It's 6'8", 6'7".
One less. 6'6" for Clay, 6'7" for Ross. That's what is listed at. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Dario Saric, Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson is taller.
Tristan Thompson 6'9". Dario Saric 6'10".
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Last one just
other way.
Yeah, last one just for fun. Austin Rivers or Derrick Rose?
Ooh.
Austin's listed at 6'4". I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
D Rose is what, 6'3".
Fuck, I'm trying to remember 2K, man. I'm trying to remember what.
Well, remember the reason I did this because remember they did all those like updated heights and shit.
Yeah, they changed them.
That's why I did this question. Yeah.
So this is their new one. I'm gonna say, you know what? Derrick Rose is taller, man.
Derrick Rose 6'3". Austin Rivers 6'4".
6'4". Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So you should have trusted your gut, but you ended up getting one for 3. So what was that total points there? Faraz has 1 point, Chris has 1 point, DB has 0. So
DB has 1.
No,
DB got one.
Oh no, DB is 0. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Debo got 0.
Yeah.
Dope. Let's try to do that every time. That was fun, and then we'll try to come up with some sort of thing.
Why don't we do that? This is a good idea, I think. But why don't we do each week? One of us comes up with 2 or 3 questions for the rest of us.
Okay.
So then we're all in the point system. So you could join
All
that way, and we'll all have like actual competition, and then we'll like add it up for like a month or whatever. That'd be pretty cool.
I'm down. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
cool.
Very down.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. DB, did you want to go through some of your quick hitters, some of your takeaways from the games?
I think I had my rant already. I think that was my main thing. I don't know. No, not really. Let's get into some basketball, guys. Yeah, that's it.
I'll just close off with the New Year's resolution. I don't know if you guys went through it, but just to kind of explain what I was thinking was like, I was just kind of thinking about goal setting for myself for the new year, like we all kind of do. And I was like, okay, what are these NBA players going to write for their New Year's resolution? And then I was like, what should it be? You know, we're always talking shit, obviously, about what these players should do and whatnot. Well, my New Year's resolution is for Giannis, and his is to demand a trade to go to Portland and team up with Dame. And I think that's the only way that, not the only way, but I think that would be a very good way for him to win a championship. Portland's got a lot of pieces that could come back. But like I was kind of saying earlier, I don't think Giannis can be a 1A win a championship type player. But yeah, I don't know. Did you guys kind of think of this one? It was kind of a weird question that I threw out to you guys.
I don't know if it's the similar to resolution, but I think Memphis should pray for an ankle donation for John Morant.
Okay.
3 to 5, like if you want to be in a playoff push, 3 to 5 weeks being out is a lot of games, and they have 0 help around them. I don't think Tyus Jones or Dylan Brooks will improve or like at least hold court on that backcourt. So, and then JV and Kyle Anderson can give you 20 a night or can give you 0. So I think they really need to find an ankle for Morant.
Yeah. DV?
Yeah, I think mine would be for, I'm just going to make it up on the spot, Ben Simmons, get out on the 3-point line and take some threes, man. Just practice. Right now, you can't go out, you can't party, it's COVID time. Just get in the gym and shoot those threes, man. Yeah. If that guy could shoot threes on top of what he could do, he'll be great, for sure.
He'll be great. That team would be great. And it's all in his head, I think, right? It's just all mental, man. Like he knows how to shoot a basketball. It's just mental. Yeah. Faraz, did you able to come up with one?
It's the same. Mine's the same as last year. What I've been hoping for, man. I hope Jimmy comes out from the injury and kind of takes more of a scoring role on that team. I know that he's not. A lot of people say he's not that player, but I think he needs to change and become a little bit more that player.
Nice. That's a good one. So you think Jimmy should?
Jimmy needs to shoot more. Jimmy needs to just take the ball in his hand sometimes and I honestly think he needs to work on his shot a little bit and kind of improve that form.
Right. Well, and the thing too with getting more shots up is like you stay in rhythm more, right? So it's not necessarily like he has a bad shot, but like last time he took a jump shot was like last quarter which in real time is probably like 32 minutes ago. Yeah. Cool. Anything else, guys, before we head off into the New Year's Eve?
I got one more thing to say. All my predictions from the first couple episodes have been wrong. I suck. I know nothing about basketball. I did say that Westbrook was going to come to the Wizards and change that. And they're going to be a playoff team. I honestly feel like the Chuck of the group right now, man.
Dude, they're only 0-4, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's the beginning. It's the start.
The guy's got 3 triple-doubles on 3 consecutive starts, and they keep losing. So, I mean,
and 3 losses,
maybe the Wizards are a lost cause.
I don't know, man. Cavs were like 3-0 for a while. That didn't make sense. I think everybody's just settling in. I think things will obviously kind of balance out. That's funny. But yeah, New Year's Eve tonight. It's going to be a fucking rowdy COVID New Year's Eve. And then next time we talk, it will be the new year. There will be lots more games played to kind of chat about, see what the big matchups are. Yeah, thanks for coming by, boys. Thanks. Oops. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Hoop Sesh'n. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for stopping by to sesh with us. If you like what we're doing, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your neighbor, tell your dog. Peace.